Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. My name is Hassan Bougyud. Before starting, I want to thank our professor, Mr. Abdel Fattah Araq, for the opportunity he gave us. It's really a good initiative on his part to involve everyone in the preparation and the presentation, the lesson to the public. Thank you, teacher. At the beginning, here is our humble work presented by a modest team which wishes to satisfy everyone. Thank you for watching. Now I present to you the homepage of our work, which has as a title the direct method of teaching languages, assisted by our professor Mr. Abdel Fattah Araq, and produced by Miss Fatih Alamin, Miss Aisha Tibira, Mrs. Bushra Ait Ben Khali, Miss Hajar Rouishi, Miss Hajar Ajrid, and I, Hassan Bougyud. As you can see, the contents of theoretical part are introduction, history, definition, principles, techniques, advantages and disadvantages of direct method, a comparison between grammar translation method and the direct method, and the last we have conclusion.
Hello, teacher. Hello, my colleague. I hope that everyone's doing good. Today, our presentation will be about the direct method. Thanks to the technology, we will still have the opportunity for present our presentation. So let's see some details about the direct method in the introduction with me, Fatih Halami. So, as with the grammar translation method, the direct method, sometimes called the natural method, is new. Its principles have been applied by language teachers for many years. This method is named direct because meaning should be connected directly with the target language without translation into the native language. That was the introduction. Let's move to the history of this method. The direct method was established in Germany and France around 1900, and it was an answer to the dissatisfaction with the older grammar translation method with the teacher students grammar and vocabulary through direct translation and focus on the writing language. One of its main proponents was the German Maximilian Bralitz, who, whose schooling in the form of Brilliance International exists to this day. So now let's move to the background and the definition with my colleague Aisha. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Tibira Aisha. I'm here to talk with you about definition of the direct method. So, what is the direct method? Direct method teaching or language is direct establishing on immediate and audio-visual association between experience and expression, words and phrases, idioms and meanings, rules and performances, through the teacher's body and mental, without any help of the learner's mother tongue. First of all, direct method of teaching languages aims to build a direct way into the world of the target language, making a relation between experience and language, word and idea, mood and expression, rule and performance. Secondly, this method attends for students to learn how to communicate in the target language. Finally, this method is based on the assumption that learn should experience the new language in the same way as he or she experienced his or her mother tongue without considering the existence of his or her mother tongue.
Good morning, sir. First, I want to present myself. My name is Bushra bin Khalil. My number is 80,170 and I'm going to talk about principles of this method. Never translate, demonstrate. Classroom instructions are conducted exclusively in the target language. The teacher should be demonstrate, not explain or translate. Basic vocabulary is given first. Only everyday vocabulary and sentences are taught. Question and answer exchanges between teachers and students. Oral communication skills are built up in a carefully graded progression organized nicely. Don't give reels, make them figure out the reel. Grammar is taught inductively. There may never be an explicit grammar rule given. Oral transmission. New teaching points are introduced orally. Direct method. Correct pronunciation and grammar are emphasized. Both speech and listening comprehension are taught. Vocabulary is taught through now words. Demonstration, authentic objects, pictures and meaning. Learning by self-correction. The teacher, by asking the student to make a choice, gets him to correct his own error. Contextual topic teaching. The syllabus is based on situation or topics, not usually on linguistic structures. Not memorization, but production. Not memorization, but production. Students should learn to think in the target language as soon as possible. Vocabulary is acquired when students use it in full sentences. Not formal but natural use. Learning is not merely restricted with the formal language knowledge. It also involves speaker conventions and descriptive usage. More questions, more answers. Students are taught from inception to ask questions as well as answer them. Thank you, sir, for your attention, and I hope to see you in good health.
Hello, I'm Hajar Rishi. I'm going to talk about the techniques of the direct method. Well, in order to achieve the goal of teaching, a direct method teacher make use of the following techniques. First, reading aloud. It is a useful technique because the student take turns of a passage or a dialogue, and at the end of each student turn, the teacher make use of gestures, pictures, or other means to make the meaning of the section clear. Second, question and answer exercises. Student asks and answer question in full sentences and practice new word and grammatical rules. Getting student to self-correct. The teacher asks students to make choice between what they say and alternative answer is applied. For instance, a student may ask the teacher, "Can I open the window?" The teacher will respond him, which phrase is correct? Can I open the window or can I open the window? So in this case, the student will correct himself. Conversation practice. The teacher should ask a number of questions in the target language, of course. The student have to understand and answer correctly. Fill in the blank exercises. The application of these exercises should be in the target language and there is no use of explicit grammar. Dictation. The teacher choose an appropriate passage and read it 3 times, and students have to write down what they have here write down what they have heard while the teacher reading. Map drawing. Students are given a map without labeled, and then they should label it following the teacher's direction. Paragraph writing. The students should write a paragraph by their own words using the target language. I hope that this I hope that are these techniques will be clear to you. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello everybody. I wish to all of you all the best, inshallah. I am going to talk in my part about advantage and disadvantage of the direct method. Firstly, I start with the advantage of the direct method. The first one, it is a natural method. In the direct method, the order of teaching, it is observing, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. This is the natural order of teaching a language. The method makes use of demonstration and conversation. The second one, it gives fluency of speech. The student acquire fluency of speech. They are fluent speakers as compared to those who are targeted by the translation method. The third one, it improves pronunciation. The student speaking a lot and study phonetics. Their pronunciation improve. The next one, it ideas writing work. To express themselves in writing, the students have only to learn spelling. The next one, it facilitates the study of literature. When the student acquire an ear for the language, he can study literature usually. The last one, it makes use of audio-visual ideas. Audio-visual ideas are used in the direct method. This makes the lessons interesting. Now we will go to talking about disadvantage of the direct method. The first one, it is an incomplete method. Direct method lays too much emphasis on speaking. It neglects reading and writing. The next one, it requires efficient teachers. All teachers can make a success of the direct method. Only those who are good at English, especially conversational English. The third one, it requires linguistic-minded student. Direct method can succeed only with those students who have a good fine ear for the language. The next one, material facilitated aren't available. Direct method require the use of audiovisual ideas, but these aren't available in a majority of our classes of our schools. The next one, the classes are overcrowded. DM or direct method needs small classes so that the teacher can pay individual attention. But in a majority of schools the classes are very large. The last one, it is difficult for explanation. The meaning of new word is explained by material association in the target language and use in suitable context. Thank you for your attention.
Before closing the first part of our presentation, I considered it's important to make a comparison between direct method and grammar translation method. So, in terms of grammar, in direct method the teacher provides the knowledge by speaking, but in grammar translation, language is learned through rules. In terms of vocabulary, in direct method the vocabulary is learned through practice every day, but in grammar translation students learn vocabulary when they are translated. In terms of teacher's attitude, the teacher in direct method asks questions to students constantly, encourages them to participate in classroom, and corrects their mistakes immediately. But in grammar translation, the role of teacher is not very good, because the teacher he just limits his work to translate for the students. And in terms of students' role, in direct method the students are very active because their oral communication skills are emphasized and they have to speak a lot. But in grammar translation, the accuracy from the students is expected and they have to practice by translation. And in the last one, in terms of language skills, in direct method, oral communication skills are built up in a carefully graded way, and in grammar translation method, reading and writing are the primary skills to be improved. Then for conclude, we can summarize this method as follows. The direct method is very effective to use the English language for teachers who implement it in their class. The students can understand easily if the teacher uses the direct method because it enhances the communication skills of the students. It focuses on the listening skills of the learners. It's a good for small size classes, and the students and the teacher are partners in the learning process. Thank you for your attention.